Disinformation and propaganda spreading fast, influencing opinion and making it difficult for anyone who uses social media to decipher what's really happening on the ground in the Middle East. We've seen everything from videos of rocket fire so fake that they were ripped off from modern video games to months-old images from Gaza, passed off as new, going viral. NBC News correspondent Noah Pransky joining me with more on the danger of all of that disinformation and how to avoid getting caught in the web. Noah, it's always good to have you on the show. Look, we were talking during the break about the fact that this is an evergreen conversation about disinformation and misinformation on social, but this is a different time. This is a war, and an incredibly polarizing one, and one that I feel like touches Americans and us a little bit more than perhaps something that's happening in another part of the world. So talk about why the proliferation of this misinformation is going on so much. Yeah,
so war these days doesn't just mean bombs and guns. It is information. Propaganda has always been a tool of warfare, but in an age where it disseminates so fast and in a conflict where both Hamas, Israel, and any other party is looking for outside help, you are trying to win over hearts and minds of the world. So both sides have incentive to try and play the political, the PR game. But the truth of the matter here is every government, every non-government organization, and every terrorist organization in the world knows that information is a very powerful tool of warfare.
Yeah, and to that point, I read something that was interesting. In an interview with the New York Times, a Hamas official said that the organization has been using the lack of moderation on X, formerly known as Twitter, to post violent, graphic videos on the platform to terrorize Israeli citizens, weaponizing social media to fit its mission. I mean, that has been a concern, right? The lack of moderation on all of these different social media platforms.
X is particularly a mess right now. So Elon Musk comes in, he dismembers essentially their moderation team. In the name of free speech, he says this will create a better product. And X really used to be a really great place in a breaking news situation in time of war to get information out. But the problem today is there's so much disinformation, and the lack of moderation really means that you can't trust anything you see. There is so much bad information on X, as well as some of the other sites right now as well. It's impossible to know what's real and what's not. So really, this is really on us as consumers of news to be really careful about what we share, because even if it confirms your beliefs about what's happening in the Middle East, you gotta pause, because sharing bad information will just lower the trust of everything we do online.
So what can consumers do, though? Are there any type of hallmarks of kind of veracity and truthfulness that we could be looking for when we're cruising, some of us doom scrolling, frankly, on social media?
Absolutely. So number one, I know we've said this before, but look for established news sources. And this is really important, because when someone shares something in a group family chat or on social media, you can often go back and see the original poster. And if the original poster is a major news organization with resources on the ground in the Middle East, and entire departments like NBC and major networks have dedicated to verifying information that comes out of there, it's a much better bet that that will be good information. If you find the original poster is someone that only created an account a year ago, only has a small number of followers, major red flags. The other thing that I tell everybody you can do, a great tool, I use it myself, Google reverse image search. So you get that WhatsApp chain, image, take that picture, screenshot it, go to Google reverse image search. You can upload that image, and it will tell you other places on the web that it can find that same image. In many cases these days, it's particularly bad right now. You'll upload an image that someone said was from Gaza, but actually it was on some blog 10 years ago. You know it's someone trying to deceive you.
And then on the flip side, for example, we have hostages that have been taken by Hamas. We've got people that are missing. Even right now, when I walk the streets in New York, you see the posters of kidnapped people. Is there a way to use social media, though, to get the word out, to spread the news about these missing family members, these loved ones, and to be able to see if that social media push could actually help bring them home safely?
It's really hard right now because there is so much crap online. To borrow a phrase from Steve Bannon, if you flood the zone with crap, nobody knows what to believe. So as much as we want to help by sharing things on social media, it is still a best practice to be sharing things from verified, established news organizations at a time when you just don't know what else you can trust.